It's a new life for me, yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day.
Hello and welcome back. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm come today because we need to talk about some things, and I really want to just clear the air, okay? Basically, I started this channel because I had a lot of things on my mind, a lot of problems, a lot of things I was going through, and I decided that I needed to purge it out and get it all off my chest. People don't really listen to me, so I decided to make videos. And then in doing the video, I ended up realizing that it's not just for me, it's for other people. And that I believe that God has put me through this test. And this is like getting rid of all the things that bothered me and also sharing my testimonies. Some of the things I'm sharing with you people today are very, very personal to me. And I'm saying that to you because a lot of things people don't like to disclose that's private in their life, and I'm one of them. But today I wanted to come out and talk to you and just chit chat and just be real with you, just be real with you and let you know some of the things that I had to deal with. Basically, I'm coming to you today with something a little troubling. It's kind of difficult to talk about. So I'm going to try to find the strength to bring this out. I'm going to mess it up. It's not going to be 100% professional because I'm coming to you real as real can be. And this has totally affected me for many, many, many years. And I just want to just say this. I can't really get into too many details because it is too painful for me to even discuss it. But we're going to try it right now. Okay. Many years ago, when I was a teenager, I got raped. I got raped by a guy who was on the football team at that time. I was a little intimidated with it. I got tricked in coming to his house because he lied to me, and I had a girlfriend with me, which really didn't matter because she wasn't much of any good, and she's not even a girlfriend. She was just some random female I knew from school. Anyway, she was, oops, excuse me, I hit the camera. Being back in them days, I got brutally raped. I was beaten, blood, bruises, you name it, it happened. I also lost my virginity, something that I held sacred to me. And I never disclosed this to my parents out of shame of, you had no business being over there at that boy house. You shouldn't have been out the house or whatever. You feel shamed. You feel dirty. You feel disgusted. You just feel horrible. And I did manage to tell one of my friends, which was a guy at the time, and he was my best friend. And I told him about it, and he was really appalled about it because he knew the guy as well as he knew the situation. Anyway, as the years went on, it's still been bothering me off and on. I try not to think about it because I move on and do other things. I got children, I got a family, I got a house, I got a lot of other things going on. And I try not to remember this, but I'm going to tell you, I got to get rid of it. And so, I can't believe that after all these years it still bothers me like this. But that goes to show you over 30 years of carrying this hard thing with you. It's time to come out. Anyway, my rapist, who I should name because I really don't have no respect for him after what he done, but I tell you his name is Tommy. He's from Jersey. He's a cop. You believe it? He's a cop, a detective now. He was raping women and beating them, and now they put him as a police officer. So you can understand why the police so messed up. Because they got people on the force that undid some ratchet stuff. And how can you lock somebody up for doing a crime that you yourself did? You know, I mean, so hypocritical of that. But anyway, I just want him to know, if he's watching this video, or anybody else who know him. I have a few friends who know him, and still friends with him today. So do you know, they're not my friends either. But I just want to let you know how bad that this rape can possibly, you know, the not bad, but the long-term effects of a rape. You know, years and years of, boy, it's been hard. It's been rough. This is so hard to talk about, y'all. I mean, it's really hard to talk about. Oh, wow. I went through so many emotional changes, so many ups and downs, so many roller coaster rides, so many in and outs. And still, I feel a little bit apprehensive about a lot of things. I've always been on my guard, always been afraid, always carry a knife with me, especially if I went out on a date with somebody I ain't know, or a gun, because I'm going to shoot and kill him, because he tried that bull again that I went through. And I mean, you know, you probably sitting there saying, I don't blame you for, you know, for feeling that way, because I would shoot and kill him too. And you know what? Sometimes I feel that way. But I'm waiting on God to do what he needs to do with him. And I think it's going to happen sooner or later. But, you know, to know that he's went on with his life and he's not affected at all about what has happened. I mean, he has no remorse, no regret, you know, anything. I yet to even had an apology from him. But, I mean, again, I mean, a rapist isn't going to apologize for raping you, right? And he sure ain't going to apologize for beating you. Especially when he beat you with his fists and you were beating him with a helmet trying to get away. And the people who witnessed it, wow, you know, I can't remember the girl's name now, but I know we called her Malika, and there was a boy named Walter there at the time this went on. And they came in at the end of everything, after I done tore up everything, fighting to get him off, to finally say, oh my God, I didn't realize it was happening, and you were in the next room. You know, I'm going to tell you, the world is just really messed up. But I really want to speak out to women who have been raped. And I don't know if there's a statute of limitation on it. There shouldn't be. Because there's an emotional scar that goes with you for so long. Just like murder. Just like ripping someone's life from them. Just ripping their soul and everything they have in them. Just taking it all out. Just so you can have some 5-minute gratification. You know, I was saving myself for my husband. You know, that was my idea. Save myself when I get married, and I'll be the first one my husband touched. But he took that fantasy. He took everything from me. He even took my train of thought. I don't know how far this video will get. But I would like to redeem myself to say I pray he goes to jail for what he's done. Even though it's been 10, 15, or 20 years. I don't care if you go to jail. If he goes to jail for murder. You know, any crime. I hope they give him all that he got. I hope he's sentenced to the maximum. And, you know, the sad part is he's probably moved on and got married and had kids. And he's probably got a daughter too. And you know, I have a daughter. I have 2 daughters, and I have been so overprotective of my daughters for over the years. Oh my goodness, I was afraid of every little thing. I didn't want them to get close to any boys or be around boys. You know, I mean, and I kind of pushed my daughter away from me because I was so overprotective, because I was so afraid to have what happened to me happen to her. And I really messed up her life by not trusting her or trusting life itself so she can have freedom. But, you know, you don't want your children to undergo the pain and suffering that you went through. At least a real parent wouldn't. So, with that said, I want to thank Tommy. Not really, but thank you, Tommy, for, like, screwing up my life, screwing up my mind. And, you know, and it affected my kids, too. You know, and so you're walking around with a Billy Badass badge on your chest, and you're a detective now, and you think that you're all this and that. And maybe you are in your mind, but you're still a god darn rapist. You're still a fucking savage. I'm sorry to curse people. I'm trying not to curse anymore. But he is a freaking savage. And I pray or hope or just wish that things would go in my favor against him. Because now I wish then that I had jumped up and just went through the whole thing I needed to. But I was so afraid. So afraid. I was only 16 years old. You know, who listens to a 16 and then 9 times out of 10 you get yelled at and you end up being beat, you know, you end up being raped twice. You end up being raped by first the person who done it, the person who did, and then by the people who you feel will hold something on over your head. You know, so for years you just walk around and you don't say anything. You don't say nothing. You don't even want to look that way. You know what I'm saying? You just try to put, if you can understand what I'm saying, you try to put it in the back of your mind and you try to forget about it, but it always seems to filter in the front of your head. And even though you keep trying to throw the thing back, it just keeps filtering back in. And eventually in time, all of it ends up destroying you from the inside out. You know, and it's no man has a right to take anything from a woman, and no woman has any right to take anything from a man. And I can't use excuses because I was raped that I can't succeed. I have went on and moved on from it. But I'm bringing it out to you today is to let you know if you have any secrets like that, you've been raped, you've been beaten, you've been abused, you've been bullied, you've been anything that's negative has ever happened to you, just know you are not alone. It's a lot of us out here, and some of us are speaking up, and some of us are speaking out, and some of us are willing to fight. And if it's happened to you, fight. Don't run. Don't hide. Don't sit there and not tell anybody. Do what you have to do and have them prosecuted by every extent of the law. You know, don't worry about how anybody's going to feel, because they didn't give a thought about how you felt or what you would be going through for their selfish reasons. So I say just speak out and say what you got to say. Normally I don't put people's names out there, but I don't have no reason to hide his name because he did the injustice to me. I didn't do anything to him. He did it to me. He lied to me. He raped me. He beat me. And he left me just the way that went. And you know what? I'm glad I'm speaking out on it. I know my voice is getting stronger because I feel the power of me coming through to know that you got away with it then, but mother, I wish you would try it now. I got something for your behind, Mr. Tommy. I got something for you. Cop or no cop, badge or no badge. You can't hide behind the police department all your life. You can't do it. You're not going to do it. I'm not even going to allow you to do it. So what if you're married and got kids? Your wife needs to know that you're no good, dirty, no down rapist. Your daughters need to know that you rape women. They need to know the truth about their father and their husband, or their brothers and sisters and cousins and uncle. Everybody need to know that, Tommy, you were dirty, and it was dirty what you did. And it's a blessing that friends of mine who know you told me what you're doing now. And I said, wow. And he's actually on the police force. And they said he's actually a detective. Isn't that something? A rapist. We need to do background checks and all kinds of stuff for our police officers today, because there's too many of them that got crooked stuff going on. That's why I don't trust the daggone police now. I don't even have respect for them, and my mother was a cop for many years. And I still don't have respect for him because of what I see today with him. How in the world did you get a job and become a detective in the police force after raping females? How? How can someone who commits crimes lock up somebody? We need to reevaluate our police and their efforts. Not only are they killing blacks, they're raping the women. I thank you for listening today. I thank you for tuning into my channel. I felt good to release this. It really did. I mean, woo, I didn't tell my mother until her deathbed. My mother was dying when I finally could confess to her about this, and I never forget the look on her face. Wow, the demons we carry. I'm not carrying no more demons. I'm the daughter of the Most High God. Thank you for listening. Subscribe. Take care. Be blessed. And don't let nobody take nothing from you or do nothing to you. Because if you have to do what you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. Take care. Till next time. Bye.